Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal. If you would be my wife. Baby, my heart's on fire. Hopefully the sound is fixed for y'all now. And we have better idea what's going on. This guy is as fast as I am, and so catching him is going to be a pain a lot of the time. He's basically in an identical ship to me. Yeah, right on. I'm on his butt now. Tried to use that speed boost to get away from me, but it's not going to profit him very much. So I'm going to get a hell of a lot of shots on him while he's doing it. Diverting some power to my weapons right now to get them recharged faster. You can see they stopped firing because they overheated. Yeah, this guy's doomed. We're right on his butt. He might get his shields back up before we take him out, but I doubt it. So he's recharging his shields now. You can see that looping thing around his ship outline, and it's a hell of a lot harder to hit him because he's... Ironically, with his shields up, he's easier to hit because his signature's larger. We're going to hit a boost and try and catch up. Might be able to take him out before he goes down. Yeah, we got him. He's going to go down. Stands no chance. We busted something on him. You can see how he's spinning like that right before he exploded. Heck yeah. Alright. I'm going to piddle around in the tutorials for a little while, just show you guys what some of what combat looks like, because I'm a space trucker right now, basically, in the main game. So I'm not exactly very exciting to watch, but I'm going to go play the real game soon. Just playing a couple of these tutorials because they're fun. And they give you an idea of what the game should look like. So I'm going to have a couple wingmen for this exercise. We're ambushing this supply convoy, trying to take out that larger ship you can see, and you may be able to see the outlines of two much smaller ships nearby it. It's fighter escorts.
Warning, under attack.
Those heavy laser turrets on top of that big ship actually can screw us up pretty bad. As you can see, we took quite a pounding to our shields, but I'm going to try and focus on the big ship and take it out while my wingmen distract our enemies. I've got different weapons on this ship. You might be able to tell. Again, we don't want to get in front of this thing because of those nasty forward-facing laser cannons are pretty heavy. Even though it's a freighter, it's still going to screw us up pretty bad. We've got some dumbfire missiles. If you're watching our throttle to the right of the...
Target shields.
Oh, yeah. We're going to see if we can get some hits on it this way with our dumbfire missiles. If you're watching our throttle, you can see there's a blue section of the throttle. Which is where our ship is most maneuverable, and you'll see me throttle into that speed band a lot. Just because it's where we're fastest and most maneuverable. They're coming around for a run, and we don't want to get hit. Hit our boost and use it to flip up below them.
Target Target shields online.
And they got their shields back up. Not too worried about it, though.
Target shields offline.
Got their shields back down with that run. Oh, crap. We hit it.
Under attack.
That's bad. Oh, no. We're going to have to adjust our UI to change how our fire targets work. With our missiles. I don't really like aiming ahead. Oh, I hit them again. So as you can see, oh, we're gonna get taken out.
Eject. Eject.
We're gone.
Eject.
This is Elite Dangerous. Yes, it is. Hi, Adam Woods. And I'm going to jump out. And I'm going to jump into the main game. Yeah, distance in this case, at least in my opinion, on those bigger ships is not my friend when I'm a smaller ship, because I am getting hit with those larger turrets on the front of the ships is painful. It sucks. All right, this is the game proper, the main game, and this is my trusty space truck. This is not a combat vehicle at all. This is what I fly right now. It is a kind of fat, slow delivery vehicle. But I've been making a lot more money driving it than I was driving anything else. So my hope is to get enough money that I can become filthy rich and buy a cool exploratory ship or something like that. So I'm going to look around for a mission that I think we can do. That'd be pretty easy. I want some, like, delivery jobs. Not that many good delivery jobs floating around. I wonder what's for sale on the markets here. We might have a better shot buying some stuff that's for sale. Let's see, this station mostly sells algae and grain. Well, there's this job to go to LHS 3609. So we're gonna go to our mission galaxy map and find LHS 6309, which is over here relative to where we are, which is maybe not perfectly in jump range from us, but we'll figure out a way to get there. Yeah, so it's not in one jump range, but we can make a couple hyperspace jumps and get there pretty straightforwardly. So let's see what we know about LHS, though. I don't know how much actual information I have about the system, because I want to know what they'll trade in, what imports they have in the system. So there's more than a few space stations, so that's actually really good in this system. Let's see, I just know some prohibiteds. I don't necessarily know what they're actually importing. They're actually exporting grain, fish, and liquor, so that we may not actually be able to make a profit selling anything we have for sale easily here. But they import fruits and vegetables, animal meat, and tea. I don't know if we're going to have... we may have to move on to greener pastures before we find a good trade route to ply in our space truck. Space fish. Hauling space fish, like you do. I'd like to... So this is the extent of the playable area in the game right now, and it's just actually a completely ridiculous number of systems. Like, I don't really understand how I would ever visit all of these places without playing hundreds of hours, but I think that might be the point, right? But I'd like to start moving towards the other end of the playable area, which is kind of shaped like a pill, as you can see. But I think the game goal, though it's just in beta right now, is to make the entire Milky Way galaxy playable, which would be a thing. That would be quite the thing, right? Given that zoomed in this far, there's like, I don't know, a hojillion systems to go to. It's bananas. All right. We're in Tri-Hercules. I want to go towards the other end of this crazy space pill that we're living in right now. So maybe we'll take that job to LHS, that first job to LHS 6309, and see if we can't get a little further from there with an empty cargo hold. Maybe we'll be able to jump to 14 Hercules over there. It's possible. Maybe jump to Surya from Ficini over here. All right, sounds good to me. Let's get that courier job to LHS 6309. And get out there. We may be able to find some other jobs to LHS too. Yes, here's like a really easy one to carry some stuff out there. And I'm just looking through these really quick and checking the system that the delivery is to. Oh, I kind of want to take that. I think we might pop through Magek on the way, since this job's kind of sweet. It's a lot of money for not a lot of cargo. And we'll take this one too. Now, what's this crazy thing? Animal meat urgently sought competitive rates. That's a hell of a lot of money. I can haul 15 quantity of cargo, but I'd have to find somewhere that actually sells animal meat, which I don't know of one anywhere nearby that does. So it's possible that I can look on my maps. So I'm going to pop open all the trade routes and turn everything that's not animal meat off and see if somewhere is like actively exporting the stuff. Last time I did this though, I didn't find what I was looking for. So now we'll be able to see, well, this says maybe, it looks like Magek is exporting animal meat. That's risky though. Who knows if they'll actually be selling it. What do I know about Magek in my system view over here? We'll see if I've actually been to a station there that actively sells. And this says they export animal meat, but I don't know if they're going to sell it to me. Trumpler Dock doesn't. Well, should we risk it? Maybe we can do it. Let's find out. Worst thing that happens is we just abandon the quest. It's a lot of money. I don't want to walk away from 47,000 credits. It's more money than I have right now. Oh, think someone might have snagged the job while I wasn't paying attention. It's gone. I've done poorly. I've failed us. Haven't I? I don't see it anymore. That's too bad. Well, maybe the new stuff has popped up for LHS, where we're definitely going. Yeah, we'll take a couple of these. basically going to deliver a ton of propaganda to LHS 6309 because we're bad people. We're going to make a bunch of money doing it, though. We need to get on the road. I'm bored of this. Alright. We're out of here. We've got all kinds of jobs to do. We need to drop through Magak and then go to LHS 6309. One sec, guys.
The guy's gonna call in.
Okay.
Get him into the pause thing.
Yeah, one sec. Okay, we're going to pause real quick and drop somebody in. So we have a Skype caller from representing the guys who make Elite who's going to chat with us while we play. One sec, everybody. Alright, hey, we're back. We're gonna have to try that again later, looks like. For now, alright. Let's get out of this place. Let's go do awesome stuff. Launching our ship. Coming up out of the hangar. Oh, we might be getting our person now. Looks like.
Hello.
Hello, hello. Can you hear me? Okay, guys, give us just 1 second again. Sorry.
Hello? Yeah, I can hear you fine. Hi there. Sorry for the delay on that. I was literally just trying to wrap up our stream really quick. It's all done now, so I'm free. I'm available for whatever you need. Oh, it's an awesome game. I absolutely love it, and I'm glad to be able to help in any way I can, really. Um, okay, excellent. I'm going to set up my channel to host you, and I'll send all my viewers over now. Okay, cool. I'm just trying to get your stream up now. Okay. I've lost you completely now. I can hear you now. Yeah, that's good.
You didn't unmute yourself.
Oh, I think we're good now.
Yep, I can hear you fine.
Wonderful.
All right.
Okay. I think it's all going to work out. All right. You guys just saw me get scanned by station security. Now, I swear I said we were going to go somewhere. It was a decent exit, Wanderer, and you know it. I didn't crash into anything on the way out, which is better than most people can say. All right.
Yeah, that's one of the things I love about Elite. It's a big challenge. It's excellent.
Yeah, it will actually you will feel like you can fly a spaceship by the time you are done going through tutorial.
Yeah, it is a steep learning curve, but I think it's really good to have games like that again. You know, we did get to a patch where games just got so simplistic and just, you know, holding your hand through every single action, you know, press W to walk forward and things like that. I've had enough of games like that now. I want something challenging and involving.
I certainly agree. I'm a sucker for simulation. I'm a sucker for realism. I love big, in-depth strategy games where you have to figure out how the game works instead of have it teach you how it works.
Yeah, absolutely. It's nice to see games that it's like a resurgence of it. It's like, you know, suddenly we've got all these really awesome games coming out like this. I'm so glad to see Elite come back into the fore. It's something I've wanted for a long, long time.
I'm with this guy in stream chat who says that any successful exit is a good exit, and I agree.
Absolutely, yeah. Any landing you can walk away from, perfect. And you can probably see from my name, actually, that, you know, I didn't get my name by accident.
Yeah.
Crash landing. Or maybe I did get it by accident. Maybe that was the problem.
It certainly sounds like an accident. All right, we've got one mission here in Magak, and I'm gonna figure out where it is. It's in Trumpler Dock. All right. We're gonna navigate there now.
So I forgot to ask at the start, actually, are you in open play right now?
I am in open play right now.
Okay. I'll head on over to that and I'll see if I can find you.
I've encountered a few other players around.
It's one of those chance things that happens, and you really are left with that kind of nervous feeling, like, you know, are they gonna be nice? Are they gonna just shoot at me on the site? You know, it's really
Right.
It's great fun when you bump into another player out there. It's awesome.
Yeah. Yes, I am a disgusting casual who uses a combination of controller and keyboard. Pull for the win. I'm sorry that I disappoint you so thoroughly, but
Well, I think it's great that you can play it on lots of different control methods if you want to. You know, I've seen lots of people are very, very proficient on the keyboard and mouse, and you know, we had a few people that came to EGX and tried the game out, and you know, asked, "Hey, can I try it on keyboard and mouse?" And I was thoroughly impressed how well people were doing on a control setup like that.
I'm really happy with using a controller, though the controller has convinced me that I do need to finally buy a new flight stick after all these years. My last flight stick died in like 2004, and it died not by breaking, but because computers don't have serial ports anymore that you can plug one of those into.
No! Oh no! That's the worst thing when something gets outdated. I mean, I was just talking on our stream before I came over, how I got the I think it was the old Sidewinder steering wheel control from Microsoft.
Oh wow!
Absolutely loved it, and of course it's so out of date now, but it still just about works. It's USB, so it still works.
That's great.
Right. What system were you in again? Sorry, I didn't quite catch that.
Magec, Magec.
Ah, right.
It's a really, really broad system with like 3 or 4 stars in it. So those of you watching on the stream right now who haven't seen or played Elite before, you can see these blue lines around the system I'm approaching, and those are basically lines of gravity that will limit the speed at which you can supercruise.
Yeah.
They will affect my maximum velocity. So as I get closer, the speed at which I can move is lower and lower. And that's actually a weird thing about this specific system, is there's a ton of planets right in this little cluster, and it really slows you down if you want to go to anything near it.
Yeah, so it's almost like swimming through tar or something when you get closer to it. But it is quite handy because you can use it to slow yourself down. If you're approaching too fast, you can kind of skim near the surface of a planet to slow yourself right down.
Or I've seen a couple great piracy moments where I was able to follow a cruiser or a cargo transport of some kind, and it hit gravity well right by a planet and got pulled out of Super Cruise, and I was able to gun them down before they could escape.
Yeah, there are so many excellent little chance encounters that happen just from the mechanics in the game. It's awesome. I mean, a lot of people when they were trying to understand what the game was about, it's kind of like Skyrim in space, you know?
Yeah, it very much is. Though I'm terrified of chance encounters now that I'm flying this hauler, because it has one weapon hardpoint. I have one tiny weapon, so I almost got jacked the other day by a whole crew of interdictors. They pulled me right out, and there was like a couple giant anacondas and things like that. So it was that I slammed silent running and just prayed I'd be able to get my frame shift online in time to get away.
Yeah, no, it's excellent. I mean, I love the fact that things like this happen, though. It really does make the game interesting when you think, you know, yeah, I'm just going to fly around. You know, it's like what's going to happen, but you just don't know. There's all these random things that can happen to you. It's excellent.
Yeah. And you guys could see it's still a beta. There was a little bit of hang there as I was exiting Super Cruise, though I wasn't seeing that before a recent update, so I expect it'll probably go away again soon.
Yeah, it's kind of coming on for me in different phases. I think a lot of it depends on the networking setup between you and other players.
Yeah.
It's because most of the connections are going on peer-to-peer. So it's not necessarily a server issue as it is, like the individual people, they're whatever their routers are, they're running in their homes. I've tested it with friends, and by tweaking our routers to get them just working correctly, we've had absolutely no lag whatsoever, and it's been absolutely fantastic.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, so it is one of those, trying to work around all of the various different pieces of hardware out there is one of the hardest challenges in making a game.
Certainly, yeah. Here's local law enforcement scanning us, and were we to have any illicit cargo, they would immediately blow us up.
They don't mess around, no.
I'm pretty sure I've yet to find an infraction for which the punishment is not death, but I'm sure I'll figure that out sooner or later.
Well, I think that was the first thing that went in was one of the bounty system, and the problem was you instantly got a bounty on your head and you were instantly a target. But incrementally, they've introduced like better things for that, so you get a fine now for some of the lesser things like entering the docking bay without permission and things like that. You get a fine initially.
Yeah, I have gotten a few fines. We're going to deploy our landing gear. I have gotten a few fines for like accidentally crashing into the side of a space station, or picking up some, or eject. My favorite one so far was like I had a bunch of fish that I just didn't need, and I was just mad that I had all this fish taking up space, and I just ejected it into space outside a station, and they were like, "Hey, littering, 500 credit fine."
Yeah, they are pretty harsh. They don't take any nonsense. But yeah, it's good now, because I mean the fines initially aren't a problem, and you have a time limit on them, and you can pay them off within that time limit. If you don't, they then become bounties after a short while. So it's a bit more sensible now.
Yeah, you have a chance to defend yourself. Speaking of which, I should probably find out if I have any bounties. Okay, I don't have any bounties on me. Before I go wandering around in random space.
I promise I won't shoot you in the back. Honest, I won't do it.
I don't trust you even a little bit.
I'm a nice guy. I don't do that.
The one I've seen a couple players so far, mostly in passing, but the one time I was around a guy for an extended period of time, we were just kind of wandering around looking for bounties in the same area for maybe half an hour, and then halfway through one of my runs, he just showed up and murdered me. I think he was waiting for my bounty to get high enough that it was worth killing me.
Yeah, I mean, back in the one of the early, I think Beta 1, maybe at the end of the alphas, when we had the scenario in there for the mining, we saw a lot of vigilanteism. People were literally doing exactly that, looking for players with the biggest bounties, and they'd come up, scan you, and then they just wander away. It's like, yeah, you're not worth it. Move on. I'm just heading in the docking bay myself now. I can't see you, but...
Oh, great. I'm checking to see if there's anything decent for sale in the outfitters. Real quick.
Yeah, I mean, I've had immense fun with the outfitting. I knew it was coming in this next build, but I didn't realize I would have as much fun as I did with it. It's kind of like it's almost like your favorite racing game in space. It's like Gran Turismo or something like that.
Oh yeah, it totally is.
It's so great. It's like you just want to get that slightly better engine so you can outdo someone.
I wish I had enough money for this new power plant. It's killing me.
Oh, I've got to check this out now.
Yeah, there's a Grady power plant. It's decent, class 2, for sale here. So if you need something like that, what are you flying right now?
So I'm still in the Sidewinder. I mean, I got enough credits to move up to one of the other ships, but then I was having so much fun outfitting the Sidewinder as big as I possibly could, that I've just stuck to it, and I absolutely love it now. I've got quite a few things now. I mean, I've got a Class E power plant, so yeah, I've got that one already. Class E thrusters, so I've got better maneuverability than most. I managed to find a Class D frameshift drive, so my jump range is now, it's like 24 light years in a sidewinder.
Oh, I wish I had that. I was hunting for one for so long, and then I just decided to give up and buy a new ship. And I'm going to put a better weapon on this thing, because I am honestly terrified of getting caught without a good gun.
The best defense is a good offense.
That's how I feel about this.
It's dangerous out there. I mean, that's the whole point. It's elite dangerous.
It is. So that's great. There's no cartography here for me to buy. Happy about that.
So have you done much of the exploration yourself yet?
That's what I was almost entirely doing before I bought this space truck. I wanted to get a Cobra right now, so that's why I bought the space truck, to try and make a bunch of money so I can get a big ship with a decent cargo bay, but that I can put a crazy jump drive in and just go exploring.
Yeah, yeah. The Cobra is a great all-rounder. You know, it will do a little bit of everything and it'll do it well. But it's it's great that this outfitting now allows the ships to overlap a little bit. You know, if you want to stick with that ship a little bit longer, you can kind of make it as good as the next ship up quite easily.
Yeah, and I've seen people with, I think it's the Eagles or the Vipers, the very, very fast ship, outfitted and taking down much larger, more dangerous ships. All right, I'm launching out right now.
Okie dokie.
Taking out really, really dangerous ships, anacondas and things like that, just on sheer speed and maneuverability.
Yeah, yeah, it's a great balance. I mean, now we've got a lot more ships in the game. You can see they've all got their own unique personality. They come across differently. They all fly differently, and it really does allow for some interesting encounters out there. I've seen small groups of sidewinders take on much bigger ships,
Right.
and come out on top. It's really great to see that kind of gameplay.
Slowly back away from the station. So we should be able to see a hollow square when you pop out of this station. Though I might start heading, I bet you're going to hyperspace way faster than I am, so I might start heading onto LHS 6309.
Okie dokie, I will head that direction. Yeah, it's certainly interesting being able to have, all the different customizable options in there. I mean, even silly little things like you wouldn't think of, like the life support. I've upgraded it, and I've now got 25 minutes of reserve oxygen, which is
I had that same kind of thing actually on my old Sidewinder because I was trying to learn how to do the smuggling technique.
Yes.
Where you turn off all your ship systems and glide into stations.
It does take some practice. After I watched the video of one of the backers doing that at Isonoia, I had to try it out. And
Yeah.
it's when you get it right, it's that yes, that sort of feeling. It's like, yes, I did it, and it's great. And you can make a huge profit by smuggling goods like that. And it's nice to see that kind of emergent gameplay come out. It's something that Frontier, when I first showed the guys in the office, they're like, "Oh, we didn't realize people were doing that. That's so cool,"
Yeah, I mean, when I saw that YouTube video, I was just amazed. I was like, oh my gosh, you can do this. This smuggling is absolutely insane, right? Like, I can't believe that they thought of putting this into the game, and then when I went and found out that the developers had never even thought of doing it, I thought that was great.
That's the awesome thing about it. It's like they're building this world with all these, these believable situations and systems in there, and the players are just finding all of these cool things you can do from it. It's just so awesome. I love it. I'm trying to keep track of my chat as well. I think I've sent out. So I just give a quick shout out to all my viewers. Thank you for coming over to the channel. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for coming in, seeing what was going on. I hope to. I've gotten kind of addicted right now to Elite, so I definitely hope to be doing more in the future. That's a very dangerous sun that we should not get close to. Oh dear. I always forget about the ones that are very small, white, and horrifyingly radioactive.
Oh yeah,
because they look like they're very far away, but it actually turns out they're just murderous.
Yeah, very, very dense stars, and that's another thing I love about the game is the sheer realism, the detail that they've gone into to make the background simulation is just second to none. It's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to get a lock on this star so we can scan it for info. Oh, right, that pushed us out of hyperdrive.
Yeah. See, I don't know if you have you been keeping tabs on any of the newsletters and the coming features?
No, I haven't. I've barely been learning, honestly.
So yeah, there's so much. I mean, you know, it's already. I mean, in a beta, it's such a big game, but there's so much more coming. It's hard to go over in a short space of time. One of the things that was mentioned in the newsletter today was the concept of fuel scooping. Don't know if you've heard of
Yeah,
that.
absolutely.
Yeah, so obviously at the moment there's this kind of safety dropout zone around the stars, but eventually you'll be able to get right down close to them and risk scooping some of the atmosphere of that star for fuel. In only in an emergency. I wouldn't recommend it though.
Everyone is currently watching me almost lose my ship
Oh, you're overheating. Yeah, I can see.
pretty desperately badly.
Oh.
But I wanna see the sun, guys. I want
Are
to
you
scan
gonna...
it. I want to scan it so bad. Just gotta go find it now. Now I can't find it. Hey, there's another sun. I found another sun, you guys. Maybe I'll fly close to this one too.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find that system on the map. That's 6309, isn't it?
Yeah, LHS 6309. So I'm gonna slow down. Everyone can see what I'm doing right now is exploring, so you can see unknown scanning. I'll focus on it down there. That's me getting cartographic information about the stellar body I'm looking at. So there you go. I got information about that world. All right, let's
Yeah,
find the stations I'm actually supposed to be going through out here.
Just trying to keep check of the chat. Have you got someone entering in chat for you? Have you or
I do, yeah.
fly like Icarus? I like that.
That is my MO. Find the most dangerous thing I can in the game and then go right at it.
Absolutely, it's all you know. You learn from experimentation. That's the best way to do it. So yeah, that's the system you're in is actually very complicated. You've got the binary pair there with the orange star and then the white dwarf
Right.
orbiting each other, and then further out you've got other stars.
Yeah, so I think a couple other even, yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And then you've got this, yeah, so you've got this far out star over here that I think is orbiting the smaller orange star, and it's got several planets around it, and these planets have stations all the way out here.
Yeah. Oh. And in watching that, I just crashed straight into the white dwarf as well.
Oh, be careful, get out of there. I almost overheated to 300%, and I'm at 22% hull integrity. I don't really suggest that white dwarf. It's not a vacation spot.
No. So that's the risky thing about fuel scooping when that becomes available is obviously the closer you get to the star, the hotter your hull would become. So you've really got to take that balance of, you know, how long do I stay here scooping fuel? You know, it's like, oh, you know, can I risk it? Can I risk it?
This is a serious risk, but we're going to go to this unidentified signal source, everybody. It's probably a really bad idea, but I can't. I got to find out what it is.
I'm going to pull over. I'm going to get some snacks. I'm just going to sit and watch you for a second, see what happens.
Great. I just fired off my long-distance scanner so that I can pick up any extra stellar bodies that I haven't seen. And as you can see here in this panel to the side, that's our current distance to our location and our speed, and those blue zones are what we need to be in to drop out of cruise successfully. So you can see me kind of adjusting my speed to make sure those hit at about the same time.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's taken a bit of getting used to the how best to cruise around. But I love the way that it's freeform. You know, it's just fantastic that at any point in time you decide you just want to turn and go to a different planet. It's entirely up to you. I love that.
Yeah, you don't have to jump to exactly the destination or anything like that.
Yeah, it's not like glass boxes where you're just
right.
teleporting from A to B sort of thing. Yeah.
Now, knowing my luck, this will be pirates. But maybe not. It is not pirates. It's a guy who... It's a traitor. Maybe he's wanted. He's not wanted. He wants to buy minerals, and I don't have them.
Ah, yeah, there are some interesting guys out there. I can't tell you where any are. That would be cheating, you know.
I've heard you can make a ton of money if you actually have what some of these wandering traders want.
Oh yeah, yeah, they will pay you well over the odds of the stock market prices if you can find them. But it's one of those things. These chance encounters are what makes the game interesting. You just never know what you're going to find.
Right.
Some of my favorite ones from the early beta was you'd drop out, you'd find gold canisters. Sometimes they would just literally be leftover gold canisters from a pirate attack. Other times they were left there on purpose, and the real owners
Oh,
would
wow.
come back.
That's great.
But yeah, I mean, great little chance encounters. You just don't know what's going to happen to you out there.
Idlewise, yeah, they will let you sell to those guys. Though I believe the way it works is if you have it in your hold, it just automatically gets pulled out.
Yeah, at the moment it's the same sort of thing as the distress beacon. You can just set the distress beacon, and you'll get a prompt to say, "Hey, a passing ship gives you some fuel." Obviously, that's not intended for the final release. It will be more believable.
Yeah, there's a lot of things like that right now. Go scan this planet, get some money. So the Cartographic Society basically will pay us to scan planets. They'll pay us for information. So I like to go in and scan moons and planets and things like that whenever I can. It's basically free money.
It pretty much is, yeah. It's a nice little thing to get you out there exploring because it's worthwhile. You know, you just literally finding new things will get you money, so it's worth doing.
Yeah. Though I've noticed it's a very variable distance from the object, how close you have to be to actually scan it.
Yeah, I think it's based roughly on the mass of the object, so if it's very tiny, you have to get quite close.
Yeah, I think this is a tiny moon. There's somebody else headed for it.
That may be me, actually. I'm heading off in that direction. Hopefully I can bump into you. The problem is, space is really big.
This is a hauler of some kind.
Oh, okay.
All right, we're within distance, so we're going to slow down while we get the scan.
So obviously in the final release of the game, there's going to be a lot of things in there to assist you in joining up with other players. I mean, at the moment you've got the friends list and things like that, but it is kind of difficult to find each other still because it's so expansive.
Yeah. I heard that kind of often the reaches of the game right now, it can be quite it can be a lot of hours before you find another player, given how huge the playable area is compared to the amount of people in beta.
Yeah, and it's just going to get bigger.
Yeah, but if you stick around the primary shipyards and places like that, you really can find stuff pretty quickly.
It still blows my mind every time I enter the galaxy map and zoom out.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's absolutely mind-boggling.
I think it was my favorite thing at E3 was clicking on the galaxy map to show people, and the expression on their faces. I wish I could have filmed them. It was excellent.
This will be the playable area.
I can't repeat any of the words they said either. But
Oh, I found something entirely new. It's nice.
I was keeping an eye on the chat to see if there was any questions I could answer, but it seems my regulars are answering away.
Yeah, it seems like we've got a good crew of folks who know exactly what's what already, so that's great.
And that's one of the things that it's the untold things about Elite Dangerous. The community behind it is absolutely fantastic. They're a really great bunch. They're all very heavily invested in the game. They want it to be great, and they're just really great to chat to. That's why I love doing the streams for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm glad we didn't run into pirates, because with my hull already so damaged, I don't know if I would have lasted very long.
Yeah, it's a bit of a risk in a hauler, but you can make more money quicker.
My old thing that I always forgot to do when I started playing was I would always forget to ask for docking permission, and I'd fly right into the stations and get obliterated by the laser batteries.
Yeah, it's a little bit more forgiving now. Like I said earlier, I mean, it'll give you the fine to say, hey, get back outside and request clearance.
Right.
So it's a little bit more forgiving now. But I mean, I like the fact that there's these system of law in the game that you know, you can't just go around doing what you want. You've got to obey the law. It's good.
Or never obey the law.
If you don't want to, that's up to you.
Always an option. You can make a lot of money never obeying the law. Or I've seen quite a few people who seem to obey the law in governed systems and not in independent systems.
Yeah, that's the great thing about it, is because you've got the different factions going on behind the scenes. You know, you could quite easily be a notorious pirate in all of the independent systems, but then when you come back to the Federation, you could be a time-honored war veteran or something. You know, it's good that you've got that kind of balance there between the two different ways of playing. It's excellent.
And I'm excited for the other major factions to really have a big presence in the game, because I like the idea of being a horrible pirate in the Imperial systems, and then being a noble warrior in another faction's areas or something like that. Though it probably won't be the Federation. I gotta say, I have a thing against the Federation, and it's that they don't allow the sale of alcohol, and that's not okay.
Yeah. I'm probably going to stick to most of the independent, but I mean, I do love the look of the Imperial ships. They are pretty nice.
They do look cool.
I'm a bit envious, to be honest. I do want one. Maybe I'll visit. I'll buy one of their ships, and then I'll just head off.
That White Dwarf was an expensive mistake, everybody. That's 1,600 credits I'll never see again.
Yeah, I took a little damage myself there. I think the key word is unforgiving.
Yes. Yes, it is. All right, I know I've got a bunch more deliveries in this system. And we're already going to miss one of them.
Oh, yeah, the time limit's on it.
But there are a lot of stations in this system, aren't there?
Yeah, I mean, that was one of the newer things added into Beta 2 just recently, is the systems are now more complicated. You've got multiple places to go in each system. So you have to be a little bit more careful about taking all those missions on. You know, can you get to them? Because these systems are big. I mean, you can see this one, you know, 4 or 5 thousand light seconds across. That is a big space.
Here's somebody trying to get out of the... that's an Anaconda. That's the biggest ship in the game right now. It's a big, nasty monster. Oh, it's actually 2 of them.
Ooh,
holy cow.
At the same time?
2 NPC Anacondas and what looks like, I think, an NPC Asp. 3 huge NPC ships around.
Oh, that's not going to end well.
Yeah, for whoever's involved with that. They're clean, though. They must not be pirates. Yeah, that was... I feel bad for whoever runs into that out there.
I
wonder if we can...
So we get pretty close then.
Do some exploring. Right now, though, I have a mission that's almost expired, and I don't know if I can get there in time. It's 4 minutes away.
Ooh, that might be a push. How far is the destination?
2,600 light seconds.
Oh, that's gonna be tight.
Gonna be tight, but I feel like I'm gonna try to do it anyways.
So one of my guys on the chat has just reminded me, actually, Simmer is one system he's jumped to. It was 300,000 light seconds to the nearest station.
Oh wow! Why did they put the navigational beacon there then?
Well, I think there's a lot more elements planned coming in, so I think there's going to be reasons for those things being in those locations.
Certainly, yeah.
Yeah.
It's also a superb place to be a pirate. That's a lot
Absolutely.
of dangerous space to have to cross to get to the nearest station.
I think the thinking is with the when you go into hyperspace is the star that you're targeting almost acts as an anchor, like a gravitational anchor to pull you back out. So you kind of head towards the body with the highest mass in the system.
Ah, I
by
see.
default. Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense.
I mean, early on in the design forum, there was a lot of discussion about whether or not you'd be able to do like micro jumps, like if you're in a system with multiple stars that you could jump from star to star. That's not in there. I'm not sure whether or not the decision went down to do that or not.
Interesting.
I mean, that's one of the things which is really cool about the community as well, is the feedback we've been getting from from Frontier and the community members feeding back into Frontier and everything like that. It's great dialogue. It's bi-directional between the community and everything, and the whole idea of super crews was something that the community insisted we have, and Frontier absolutely got behind it, and it's worked out better for everyone, I think.
I very much do like the Super Cruise system, just because I think it adds a little bit more of the feeling that you're in space to it.
Yeah.
Just you realize the sheer distances involved, and they feel much bigger.
Yeah, the utter freedom is awesome.
Yeah, and when I was kind of doing a lot more exploring, the freedom to just show up in a system and fly around in circles, firing off your deep space scan and just finding new stuff, and then going and staring at it and being like, oh, it's cool, it's a rocky ice ball planet, or it's a crazy gas giant, all those kinds of things.
Yeah, I mean, so much detail in there. Like I said, it's crazy. I mean, a lot of this stuff, it doesn't make a lot of sense at the moment. For example, it tells you the metallic content of the planet and things like that.
Right.
They're all hints and clues at things that are coming next. I mean, Beta 3 was announced last newsletter, so that's coming on the 28th of October. In that, we're going to have mining, which is where all of this information becomes valuable. You're going to want to look for those planets with high metal content, because
Right.
those are going to be the juicy targets. So it's all these things are there for a reason. They might not make sense initially, but they're all there for a reason.
I found one system with a crazy. We may have lost Karash. We lose you there for a second.
Sorry, yeah, I think we had a bit of a blip in Skype. I'm sorry for that.
No worries.
Sorry, I totally missed your last question there.
Hey, chat folks, let us know if we still have Karash on voice, so we can be sure. I saw a very, very cool asteroid belt the other day that was very dark gray asteroids, and I wondered if they were, high metal content or something like that.
They probably are. They might be. You might want to go back and scan them when Beta 3's launched.
Yeah. Though they'll probably character wipe us, won't they?
Yeah, I
We'll
think
lose our maps.
Yeah, that's probably going to be the case on it. I mean, that's kind of the thing with Beta, but it's it makes sense. Everyone needs to start from a level playing field, and each time the betas come along, it's been so different, and the cost of things has changed, the balancing has gone on with the ships and everything like that. So it kind of needed to happen, really.
Yeah, certainly. I'm glad that they made the decision to do that, and I'll have fun. I'll take a totally different tack next time, and maybe be more of a warrior, and do some mining or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen that a lot in the community as well, is that, people have played the one beta a particular way, and then they come back and it's like, oh, I've got a wipe, oh, well, I might try this then, and that's great. It's excellent for testing, because that's exactly what we need to see going on, is people trying all the different types of modes and careers. It's really good to see. Someone is asking to turn up my volume. I don't know if that's something I can do, or...
Oh, I may be able to do that.
Okay.
I got a little off track there. I was staring at stars.
it is a beautiful game to look at. That's one of the things about it. I mean, I often I'm sat there and I think, you know, I should be testing this. I should, you know, I'm just staring at the stars there. It's just so wonderful. Right. So I've just got myself a few weapons on my Sidewinder for no reason.
Uh-huh.
I'm a good guy. I'll back you up. That is, I mean, one of the funny things I saw when I first started doing the live streams is, you know, as soon as people found me in the game, it was just like I had a target painted on my back. It's like, oh, it's that guy. You know, get out the lasers. Or, like, oh, you know. So early on in testing, I could barely play because I was getting blown up left, right, and center.
Everybody was after you.
Yeah. But it was great fun. I was really enjoying it though.
That's really funny. Yeah, I actually worried about that streaming this. Was someone going to decide that it would be hilarious to hunt me down? I know that people who who stream Eve have that problem. They get hunted down and attacked.
Yeah, yeah. See, I won't do that. I won't do that. I've got your back.
Uh-huh. Naibaki, I think they're going to upgrade the models on the planets soon. So right now, most of the planets are just textures. Am I correct? And later, they're going to be full models and they'll have rotation. Though right now, they orbit in real time.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen some great time lapses the community has done. The planets, they all follow their orbit tracks properly. I'm pretty sure the planets do rotate. Actually,
Okay.
they are three-dimensional. I've got very close to the surface. They look great. But I can't say much about that though. But yeah, they are fully rotating and everything else in the on the planet. So yeah, it's they are all there. They're all accurate, 1-to-1 scale.
Very cool. You can see every time I fire my scanner off in this huge complex system, I'm pulling up new planets. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it tends to work on a system of if you scan one body, it will then kind of alert you to the presence of its child bodies around it. So you scan the star, you see the planets. You scan a planet, you see the moons, and so on. It is kind of scary that first time you jump into a system and there's just nothing shows up on your nav panel at all until you start scanning. I think this place is rather dead.
Yeah, absolutely. I actually the best. I think probably everybody does it. The first time you jump into a system and you pop up right by a star, you freak out because you had no idea you were gonna hit a star as soon as you went in.
Yeah, the first time I did that with the Oculus Rift on my head.
Oh,
just,
goodness.
Oh wow! You know, it suddenly comes into your view and you
Absolute terror.
Well, it's just like throttle back, turn away.
Yep.
So that's something we may have to do actually. Edelweiss has just mentioned in the chat there we'll have to set up a private group so we can just play away then without anyone interrupting it.
You just want an equal playing field where no one can show up and steal your kill, don't you?
No, I said I'm a good guy. I'm good. They can all vouch for me on that. But that's one of the great things about the way the multiplayer is working is you can kind of tweak and change it to however you want. You know, if you don't mind the challenge of playing in open, you can go ahead and do that. You know, but if you do just want a quiet afternoon with your friends, and that's something you do. It's awesome. You just set up that little private group. It's like your own personal server. It's awesome.
And certainly, I'd like to be able to drop into single player too. That's such a huge benefit, I think, to the game. And this is a very different kind of space station than I think we've seen so far, guys. This is just a platform. All the docking is on the exterior.
Oh, the Outpost. Yeah, so that was another thing that was added into Beta 2. I love the look of them. And they all look so different as well. Obviously, they're procedurally generated.
Yeah.
So every single one is different. And they do change over time. If you... I've been to a few systems, and, you know, one day it was quite a nice system. I went back, and then suddenly this place had fallen into anarchy, and you could see like a big flaming red skull painted down the side
Oh,
of
wow.
the outpost. I was like, yeah, this doesn't look so nice now. You know, maybe I should turn around. That's one of the things I really love about the way the galaxy is constantly evolving, you know, and it goes on the player input as well. You know, whatever the players are deciding to do is going to dictate how the game plays out. Oops. Oh,
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I keep wanting to, at least before the full game opens up, I'll certainly want to kick off with kind of getting some interesting stellar phenomena that I know exist and just going for them. Some of the real world stuff. I think that'd be really cool.
yeah.
Let's see how much money we can get for some of the mapping data we've gotten. Now, that's not bad. About 700 credits.
I got a couple of people asking that. Should I explain who I am? There's a couple of people asking on the.
Oh, certainly, yeah.
Yeah.
Folks who don't know.
Yeah, sorry. So I'm Commander Crash. I'm an ambassador for Elite Dangerous. I help promote. I do the live streams and everything for the guys at Frontier, and they're just excellent to work with. I must admit, awesome guys.
All right, I've got a couple of these to drop off. And then I think we should go do something crazy. I don't know what it's going to be, but it's going to be something crazy.
So I'm following you around at the moment. You know, I'm going to bump into you at some point.
I'm going to Hill Reserve right now, so you'll probably find me.
Okay, I'm not far from there.
If you start heading there, I bet you'll find me there. I think after that I have to go to McAllister Reserve.
So you, I mean, those missions you had there, I imagine you picked them up from multiple locations initially then?
Yes, I did. I picked them up kind of as I went
Yeah.
to get here.
So that's definitely one of the most effective ways of doing the courier missions, is to kind of scout around, going from system to system, and you know, just trying to group together as many of them as you can.
And that's generally what what I try to do at least is find a really good cargo mission and then find a cargo I can haul from where I am to where I need to be, and then pick up whatever courier missions are along the way as I go.
Yeah, they're a great little supplement doing courier runs next to cargo runs and things like that. But yeah, it's obviously, again, they're procedurally generated, so you never know what you're going to find. You might be in luck one day.
Yeah.
But, you never know.
We're not going to check out that unidentified signal because I think this is an independent system, so we're way more likely to find pirates.
Yeah, I just followed you into this system blindly. I have no idea what the government type is here.
I don't think it's anarchy. I think it's just an independent.
Yeah, it's independent at the moment. Let's have a look at the economy type. I mean, a system map, I think, is something that people don't use enough, really. There's so much information in there, but it is overwhelming. Until a full manual is put out there to explain it all, I don't think people are really going to understand it fully. But it's got everything in there. So it's an agriculture economy, so should be quite safe.
Oh, okay. Nothing worth stealing. Sadly, that probably means there's nothing worth hauling away.
No, unless you don't mind carrying grain or bio waste, maybe.
Algae.
Yeah.
My least favorite of all the possible supplies.
Although very good when you start off and you've got very little credit.
Fair. Oh, that's true. That's fair.
I think that's been one of the tricky things to get the balance right on all these commodities. So there's something worth scanning at all levels of trading, and it's had a lot of tweaks at each version. Right, I'm just outside Hill Reserve now.
All right, I'll be there in moments. I got stuck in a planet's gravity well on my way there.
And I dropped out of cruise too early.
Oops. hopefully not too fast as well. Always fun.
Yeah, well, that's not too bad. I'm about 800 kilometers away, so you know, it might take me an hour and a half to get to you. So.
Okay.
Here we go. Let's give that one more shot.
I also love that you can actually make the decision to fly. I mean, you could, if you really wanted to, not go into Super Cruise. You could actually fly between two planets.
Yeah, yeah.
And it would take a month, but you could do it if you really, really wanted to.
Yeah, it's excellent. I did a video early on in the alpha for that, where there was two locations. There was a combat zone and there was like a distress signal. They were very close to each other. They were about 120 kilometers away from each other. And I just wanted to see if it would work, so I tried it out, and it did. It worked. I was like, wow, it is actually really that big. Crazy.
It is. It's a shockingly large game. And you guys you've seen a lot of these yellow rings as I've been flying around, folks watching who aren't familiar with Elite, and those are the orbital patterns of the things I'm looking at.
Yeah, it's pretty big when you look at it like that. It's crazy.
I mean, I really do love how you just can't really even see the stations at any distance.
Yeah.
And they're huge once you get up close to them, right? That's
yeah.
My favorite part.
Yeah, absolutely crazy amount of scale they got on there, and that's what I love when you go right down to the detail inside the cockpit, and then you can scale right up to these planets. The engine the guys have got is absolutely awesome. They've done a great job.
Certainly, yeah. Okay, I'm here at Hill Reserve.
So I'm sat a few kilometers away, so.
I doubt I can see you. I've got a basic scanner on this hauler.
Oh yes, of course. Yeah, the sensors. Yeah, I've upgraded mine to Class D sensors now, and that's one of the things a lot of people didn't realize when Beta 2 first hit. You know, suddenly the scanner range was a lot less than what it was in earlier builds, and you know, we did have a lot of bug reports come in. And it was like, you know, what's going wrong with my sensors? Why aren't they working? And they were working, but they had a much more reduced range on them than before. So, yeah, another interesting little thing with the outfitting there.
It's like 4 kilometers too, right? It's really not that big.
Yeah, I mean,
or
you think,
less. I'm not sure.
Yeah, you think 4 kilometers would be quite a long range, but in space that's nothing. You know,
It's really it's really just not very big.
You can usually see most of the ships before the sensors picks them up properly.
Yeah, you can, which I like a lot actually. I like having to use my eyes to spot what I'm looking for.
And I mean, there's a good reason for it. That you don't need to lock on to a target to be able to take them out or anything, but your weapons are more effective if they can do. So it allows you to have that skill that, you know, if you don't want to use the better sensors and you just want fixed weapons and manually aim yourself, you can do that if you wished.
Yeah. I'm very excited for because right now, gimbaled weapons, ones that sort of automatically track are the, at least to me, the combat gods in many ways. But I really like that soon they will have chaff clouds and things like that you can deploy to knock off people's lock-ons.
Oh yeah. The I think they're in there actually. The chaff launchers.
Oh, they're already in.
Yeah. There are other countermeasures as well. I think the mines were added in Beta 2. I particularly like what the mines do because they will totally change up a dogfight. You know, if someone's chasing another person and trying to stay on their tail and, you know, fire at them, you know, just dropping one of those mines suddenly just breaks that attacker off, and, you know, they have to re-engage them again. It really mix up the combat.
Yeah.
And you think mines in space, you think, how would that work? It doesn't seem sensible, but you know, it's just like these little almost little magnetic boxes that drop out, and it's like, yeah, you've got to steer out of the way pretty quick when you see them.
Well, we should find some kind of crazy thing to do. I've got one last drop-off mission, though.
Okay.
It's miserably at McAllister. I guess it's on the other side. neither of the stations over here had a market, so I'm hoping that McAllister Preserve has a market, or we may just have to go find a new system to go do something crazy in.
I'll just see if I can check. I'm not sure if it does actually. Yeah, just checking the map out on there. It doesn't look like it's another outpost. I don't think it's going to be big enough to have a big stock market. But I'll head on over.
That would be me crashing into the station. In case anyone was wondering, I did that on purpose.
Just demonstrating.
Just showing what it looks like when you crash into a station. They're mad at me right now for screwing around on the landing pad I'm not supposed to be on. Too.
I just need to say actually, as Adwood666 has just joined the chat. He's one of the producers on the Late Dangerous. So.
Oh, wonderful.
I think he's earlier on he was still in the office working away. Dedicated bunch. Okay. I'm just trying to keep tabs on you. Obviously, there's a delay in the video for what I'm seeing, so I'm just trying to keep track of that.
Certainly. I'm heading towards McAllister right now.
Okay.
Heading for McAllister, hopefully drop off this last mission. And yeah, I guess it's all platforms and terminals out here, so we're not gonna have anywhere to buy. We're gonna have to take a look at the galaxy map and find somewhere to go.
Yeah, I'll just have a look myself actually. So again, I think it really does depend on your jump range here at this point. Like I said, I mean, I've 24 light years, so I can pretty much go to any one of the neighboring stars here. So.
I've got a jump range of something like 10.
Okay, so you should be able to get around most of the playable area in Beta 2 then. So that's one of the difficult things, has been trying to get that balance right of what sort of ranges of drives should have. You know, because the distances between stars are so varied and different. You know, you could end up with these little isolated bubbles where you can't get anywhere.
Yeah, certainly.
I mean, that's one of the things where fuel scooping is really going to save your backside. You know, if you get trapped in that little tiny system, you've used up all your fuel, you're going to want to hope that you can scoop some fuel to get back out of it, sort of thing.
I think I've become wanted in this system. Whoops. Probably shouldn't have crashed into that space station.
These things happen.
We'll find out when I drop out around this station up here. Though there's a chance, since they're like 3,000 light seconds apart, they're actually two different governments, right? Can that happen? Do you know?
I think the government types are based per system.
Okay.
At the moment. Yeah. Just because, I mean, you know, these systems are so isolated from each other. You know, but the planets they're easy to reach each other with supercruise. So any kind of government trying to take over one thing, you know, it would be a real challenge to kind of own a planet in another system when the governing body is right next to it. You know.
Right.
I don't think it was ever ruled out though. So yeah.
Maybe it'll happen. Maybe maybe if players ever get their hands on the ability to claim and govern things. I can't imagine what a player community would do with this game and that power.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many things that the community wants, like, you know, owning entire space stations and things like that. And I'm sure it all could be put in there, you know, at some point. But I think the guys just need to get the game out the way it is, and then it can be expanded on infinitely, practically. I mean, the things that David Braben wants to put in it, you know, everything.
All of it, yeah.
Yeah. But I can't believe it's the release is Q4 this year.
Just around the corner.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm
so
very
excited.
excited. That is what got me to finally get off my butt and really start learning to play. Was I was like, all right, release is gonna come. I'm gonna want to know what to do.
So there was some detail in the newsletter today actually about the this premiere event on the 22nd of November, which is going to be really exciting to meet up with everyone. As people who back the game, there's going to be the people that make the game there. David's going to be there. It's just going to be a really, really awesome event.
That does sound exciting.
I have lost my target. McAllister, wasn't it? That was it. Sorry.
Yeah. I'm about 2 light seconds out. Oh, that's what I needed, Paul. Thank you. The beer just showed up.
Ice cold beverage. Right on time.
I'm drinking at work. No one tell Greg next time he's streaming. I don't know if he's still here, but no one tell him. All right. Space Truckers. It's a Space Trucker Simulator 2014. I've just made so much money being a space trucker at this point, and I can't not do it.
That's the thing I love about it. You can do whatever you want to do. You don't have to get into combat if you really don't want to. You don't have to do any of the other missions. If you just want to fly around, explore, do a little cargo run, it's entirely up to you. Like I said, I mean, it's that choice which is, just absolutely blows me away every time.
Certainly, yeah. And I'm very excited to really get into the grit of that. Exploration, especially, I think is very thrilling as a concept, right? You can just make a lot of money off of exploring and finding new systems, and with the game world being so large, you can always find stuff that's new to you.
Yeah, I mean, even in systems which like these, which are quite well known, there tends to only be people kind of populated around the inner planets of that system, and that no one ever bothers going to check and see if the far off planet is worth looking at. So you can still make money just going off there and checking it out, seeing if it's got high metal content or something like that.
Yeah.
And that whole kind of exploration thing is really going to come into play when we start looking at mining as well. Obviously, knowing that information about a planet is suddenly going to become a lot more valuable.
I dropped in on a couple ships on this unknown point. Oh, there's some cargo floating around. I think they might have just jacked a pirate.
Ooh.
No, there's not cargo. It's a wake.
Okay. And that was one of my favorite encounters from the last beta. Was you come in, you think, oh yeah, cargo, it's great, yeah, grab the cargo, and then like I said, you suddenly get jumped by 2 guys in cobras you weren't expecting.
Yeah, I don't want anything to do with that.
I mean, do you want me to go ahead and answer any questions that come up in chat? Is that...
Certainly, yeah.
Okay. Coco Jambo there. Can you take out others and destroy their ships and take their cargo? Yes, you can do that. You can do that right now. You can get into piracy if you want to. It's an awesome career path.
You can make a lot of money. I've seen some really awesome stuff too. You can actually target the cargo hatch on bigger ships. And blow with focused fire and blow the cargo hatch off, and you can fire these little limpets that attach to the enemy ships and explode the cargo hatches off, so they just start leaking cargo all over space.
And I mean, you touched on something there. I mean, one of the things that's trying to get right in piracy is that you don't destroy the ship, because it's much more beneficial to both ends. That you just literally do something like you just said, that you break open the cargo hatch, you take their cargo, and get out of there. If you destroy them, you're going to end up with a huge bounty on your head, and it's going to eat into your profit. So you really want to be effective at piracy. You just need to get their cargo and get out of there.
Yeah. certainly don't want to be known as like a murderer. You'd rather be known as a notorious pirate, right?
Absolutely, yeah, and that's one of the cool things that has been touched on before is the idea that all of your actions are being fed into the server, and when you check out the news bulletins at each one of the starports, eventually players that get really notorious might start showing up on those news feeds. You know, have you seen Commander Xavier? You know, is he
Right.
wanted in this system for numerous crimes? And you know, I think it's really cool that the background story is going to write itself as players are playing the game. I think
I
that's
think
that's
I
really
finally found you. I see a blank square.
Oh, maybe. Okay.
You're
Let's
about to
try.
dock at 1. Yeah, there you are.
Is that me?
No, no, maybe not.
Oh, so Adam's giving away sneak peek things in there. There we go. So yeah, on beta 3, due out on the 28th of October, you'll be able to own multiple ships, which is really cool.
I'm very excited for that.
That's one of the things, like I said right at the start, is I've really fallen in love with my little Sidewinder. I've kitted it out. It's got all the bells and whistles on it. It's really, really cool. I don't want to sell it. So come beta 3, I'll be able to park it, you know.
Park it and leave it. And...
Just leave it nice in the garage there, just, you know.
Uh-huh. Alright, let's actually dock my ship. I was enjoying watching someone else dock there. It's nice. Maybe that's what we should be doing right now. There's this other guy around. He's probably got some good cargo.
Well, I mean, it is completely open. I mean, if you had the weapons, you could quite easily, you know, shoot at someone on those docking bays. That's one of the great things about the outposts, is they're exposed. They're not as well armored as the big cities. So, you know, things can happen out in the sticks.
Gotta be careful. I did have someone land on top of me on one of these too, and ding my ship up pretty bad because he wasn't paying attention to which pad was supposed to be his.
Yeah, it is. I've done it myself a few times. It's like, is that 6 or is that a 9? You know, especially when you're approaching it upside down and there's no up
Right.
or down, and you're like, was it this pad or that pad? You know, I've done it myself.
Very, very true. Let's see. Oh, that's a bunch of money. Oh, I'd almost rather just take that and then not actually do it. It's a courier run for gold.
Yeah, I mean, it can be tricky. You're gonna find it very difficult to find the commodities you want, particularly gold.
Oh no, it's actually just the courier run. They're gonna give me a ton of gold and have me
Oh.
run it, and I'm tempted to just run away with it.
You might make more money that way. You know, you got to balance these things out. Of course, I mean, the problem is if you decide to do that and sell it on the black market, then you know, you're gonna get negative reputation for that particular party. So if you don't care about them, then yeah, go for it.
Paid out to clear my bounty. Let's see. I wonder who exactly is running that gold. Oh no, I like LH. I like the people from 6309. I like this system. I don't want them to hate me too much. Just a little bit. Just enough.
See, that's another good thing about, you know, how you treat the reputation is going to change the way the game treats you. So, you know, if you build up a good rapport with a certain agency, then you're going to get better and better jobs, more profitable jobs from them. So, you know, you're really going to have to weigh up those options when those things go wrong.
Right. Let's see, what's the timing on this? 50 minutes. Let's see. We may just take that.
We can make it. That's fine.
Gotta fuel up.
I think that was one of the things that you know, the Frontier Elite 2, one of the prequels, was notorious for, was running out of fuel without realizing, because you didn't by default have any way of refueling. You had to buy a module to refuel for you, and it was really, really unforgiving. You know, you get stuck out there in the middle of nowhere with no fuel. That's it. Game over.
Game's
You're
over.
gone.
You suffered. Yeah. You made a mistake and you paid for it.
Again, unforgiving. But we
Very,
love-
very
we love-
unforgiving. Let's see. I'm trying to take a look at the galaxy map to see where we might want to go from here.